onwards. So you're all having your education. Is it? What is the purpose of education? Who can say? Anyone like to give any suggestions? What is the purpose of education? Any volunteers? Anyone like to stand up and volunteer an answer? Alright, what's your name, please? Srijai. Alright. A basic, everyone will have a basic. You want to come up? Yeah. Yeah, speak on the mic. Yeah, speak away.
Every person will have a talent built in them, but to enlighten this and bring it out, then there must be some pressure that must be given to him, which brings him support as well as how to move in the society. That particular thing is given to a person in his early age by education.
Okay, that's good. The word education, you probably know, comes from the Greek educare, which means to bring out. So Srijai was saying that everyone has an inborn talent which has to be brought out. So that's actually the etymological or root meaning of the word education. Any other suggestions? Please come. What's your name, please? Rosha? Trisha? Disha, sorry. Which direction is your life going in? That's according to your education.
Yes. According to me, education is all about acquiring knowledge. If you don't know what it's about, knowledge is all about what you are, what you know about the surroundings, about everything. Supposing you have education, you know who you are, you know where are you know why, what is happening. And I think without education, you don't know what is life all about. Without education, you don't know how to go about your life. And education as such is something which we cannot live without. We have education. We are known to be living on this earth with a proper stand in life. Thank you.
Alright, there's a couple of good answers. In both these answers, I found elements of what I wanted to say. What is the purpose of education? A very general definition that education is to give us the knowledge that prepares us for the future. That's a succinct definition. Succinct, you know this word? Means brief. So education gives us or brings out that which is within us that prepares us for the future. And as Disha was saying, education means that which helps us to live in this world. You can't get by without that required knowledge. So education is that which prepares us for the future. So what do you expect in the future? You expect to have a career, is it? great to have a career. And then you'll earn money. No use in having a career if you don't earn money. Is it? Have a career, you earn money. You probably all want to get married at some point. Yeah? That's part of life for most people. Then what? What comes after that? Then you'll have some children, send them to school. Then there's all the future. I'm saying what's going to happen in the future, because you have education means preparing for the future. So then you'll get older and then you'll retire. Is that the idea? At some point. And if you've earned enough money, thanks to your education, you get a job by which you can earn enough money, you can retire without too many financial worries, right? You're looking that far in the future? Maybe not. Maybe you're just looking to see what's going to happen in the next few years. Okay, but you're all heading in this disha. Which direction? Have a job, get married, have children, retire, and then what? What happens after that? Death? Did I hear the word death? Oh, that's right. No. Happens to everyone. Then after that, any suggestions? What happens after death? Moksha. You sure? You know what happens? Who knows what happens after death? Can anyone say? Anyone like to come up? Any volunteers? Okay, please come again. It's a bold reply.
After that, the relations of a particular person will be speaking of him. If he is a successful person in life, which is got to him only after a proper education, there will be a good speech among the people about him. But whereas, if there is no proper career, or if it is not a successful person in life, there won't be such good speech among the others.
Yeah, that's alright, but what happens to you?
If there is a chance, rebirth.
If there's a chance, rebirth. Okay. So, education should teach us what happens in the future. But the future is a very long time, isn't it? Can you imagine what it's like to be 60, 70? Seems like a long time, doesn't it? How old are most of you? 15, 16? Like that, is it? What's your age group? 14 to 15, yeah. You probably can't imagine what it's like to be 60, 70 years old. What sports do you play here? What sports do you play? What sports?
Yeah, I play basketball and lawn tennis.
What other sports the others here play?
I think most of my friends like cricket.
Cricket, huh? When I was your age, I used to play soccer and badminton. Any of you ever played badminton? It's quite popular in India. It takes a lot of energy, doesn't it? I can't play badminton now. I mean, I could, but you could all flash me. It takes a lot of, I don't have so much energy now. I'm almost 50 years old. But when I was 15, 16, it was great fun playing badminton, but not anymore. Body is getting old. So, we're preparing, you can sit down now, maybe you can come again later. Thank you for your input. So, education is preparing us for life, and we can imagine living up to 70, maybe 80. Does anyone know anyone who's over 90 years old? Anyone? Any of your relatives? Few know people over 90 years old. Does anyone know anyone living today who's over 100 years old? Yeah, here in Mysore, in Visakhapatnam. So, but if we're talking about the future, that means a long time, doesn't it? Future means now we're in the year 2005, there'll be the year 2015, there'll be the year 3000. That's going a long way in the future. How many of you expect to be around in the year 2100? Maybe. 3000? No way. But we should be somewhere. I was introduced as going around the world. I speak on the education which they don't give in schools, which may be dealt with in a very passing manner, but is actually the most important education, because education means to prepare us for the future, and the future means a very long time. And if we are, as Srijai has said, to have rebirth, if we are, as is taught by all great spiritual teachers in history, if we are eternal, if we don't die when the body dies, that we are soul or atma, then it makes good sense to take that education which will teach us about the future even beyond death, doesn't it? Because according to all great spiritual teachers, this is not sectarian, but what we do in this life will affect our future after death. For every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So, which field of science is that in? Physics, yeah. So that's dealing with subtle energies, isn't it? What do you talk about in physics? All different kinds of energies, isn't it? Light, heat, electricity, gravity. What else? Sound. I couldn't hear it because there are so many sounds. All different kinds of energies. But they're very subtle. You can't... Physics, among physics, biology and chemistry, physics is the most subtle science, right? You can take chemicals, you can interact them, but energies, they're more difficult to measure. Can be measured. But most of physics is in the head, isn't it? It's calculations. There's a little measuring and a lot of calculations. Physics is mostly mathematics. Because it's subtle. It's with chemistry or biology, you can, to a large extent, you can see what's going on. But a lot of physics, most of physics, you can't see it. Even sound, one kind of energy, most sound we can't hear at all with our plain ears, isn't it? Most sounds are most light is beyond the spectrum of our vision. So we have to resort to other means to measure them. So, according to Bhagavad Gita and the Vedic sciences, there is another very subtle energy which is produced by every activity that we do. Every activity brings a reaction on the energetic platform. But there is also a very subtle platform called the karmic platform. So that every activity we do brings a result on the karmic platform. And that's why we see so many different kinds of people. Why is that? Someone is born in India, someone is born in France, someone is born with good intelligence. We're talking about bringing out the talents. But some people have more innate talent than others. Of course, this is a question. There are different theories about this among educationalists and psychologists, that are people born with innate talents, or is everyone just born equally, and is it the culture and education that makes them? Or is it that some people are born with basic tendencies more than others? Now that's a big question in psychology and education. What do you think? Is everyone born equal and education makes the person? Or are some people born with more talents than others? What do you think? It's mostly based on education, do you think? Well, Professor Einstein had a very ordinary education. By education, if everyone is born with the same innate ability, then if there's good education, then we should be able to bring everyone up to the level of an Einstein. Any Einsteins here? There was only one in the whole 20th century, and we didn't see any yet in this century. So, definitely, education is important, but it would appear that some people are born with some innate talents more than others. It's just like we find you're playing sports, and we find that some people, it's like you give them a ball, it doesn't matter if it's a basketball or a cricket ball or whatever, they're naturally good at sports, isn't it? Whereas some people, they can't balance properly, and they can't catch anything properly. With practice they can improve. But some people it seems very natural or normal for them. Automatically they're very good at sports. So education brings out or develops the tendencies or the talents that are there, but there has to be something to start off with. And some people have it more than others. So, why is that? Some people are born in a very rich family. Some people are born in a very poor family. Some people are born with great bodily beauty, and others not so. And most are in between. Most people are not very rich and not very poor. Most people are not super intelligent, and most people are not super stupid either. But there are all different combinations and permutations. So we understand from Vedic science that there's a reason for all of this. In science, we're studying cause and effect, isn't it? Science means to find out why things are going on in the world in the way that they do. And things are predictable. Science means that we observe what are the laws of the universe, and by observing we are able to make predictions. And so we observe what are the characteristics of this liquid. It's acidic. You put litmus paper and you still do that. Still use litmus paper. It's a long time since I was in school. What's the normal system for testing whether something's an acid or a base? Litmus paper. Still, simple. So, if it's an acid, then the litmus paper will turn. And if it's alkaline, the turn blue. And if you react, if you put acid and alkali together, what happens? Huh? What happens? Form a salt and water. Predictable. It's predictable. So science means that you recognize the characteristics of certain things, and then you can classify and make certain rules and make predictions. So this is true on the karmic level also. That if one performs certain activities, you'll get a certain result. There is what is called punya karma and pap karma. So if you perform punya karma, then you're more likely to be born in the next life in a rich family, to have plenty of money, to be intelligent, to be good looking and healthy. Whereas if someone is sinful, then they are not going to have these advantages, and they may be born with certain disadvantages. And if one performs sinful activities, he may even get born in lower species of life, such as that of a dog or a pig. So when you're studying biology, you can remember that the pig body or the dog body, it doesn't come about just according to random interaction of chemicals, but that body has been awarded to the jiva who performed sinful activities and was thus forced to take the body of a pig or a dog. So education means to prepare for a future, and we want our future to be as good as possible, to be a success. Now, what do you think of someone who is very successful in this life, but because of the method of becoming successful, in the next life they had to become an animal? That's possible. You can become successful in this life by cheating others, by being violent to others. It's possible. You're interested in having a career in which you can make money, isn't it? Yeah? Anyone? You all want to make money, isn't it? Yeah. Well, there's another way you can make money. You can form a gang and go around and shoot people and take their money. We don't recommend it, but it is one way of making money. Now, the problem with that is that it's antisocial. You might end up getting shot yourself. You might end up in prison. And definitely in the next life, you're going to suffer sinful reactions. Because even in this life, if we are not caught and put in prison, then in the next life, we have to suffer. Because we can possibly avoid the laws of the state, but we cannot avoid the laws of nature. Just like, for instance, one law of nature is, if you put your hand into an open fire, what will happen? It'll burn. It's painful, isn't it? You can't avoid it. So, in the same way, we may think we shall avoid the laws of the state and perform sinful activities, but we cannot avoid the laws of karma. So therefore, it is better to lead a pious life rather than a sinful life. One reason is because if we lead theoretically, if we lead a good life, then people will be more happy with us. Although actually, once you get into the workforce, and they probably don't teach you this in school. At school, they teach you don't lie. Isn't it? They teach you that. Be good. They teach you all these things. Be considerate of others. Although actually in the modern workforce, if you don't lie and you don't do politics in the office and all this, then you can't be a success. Sorry, but that's truth of modern life. Ask your older brothers and sisters. That the modern work scenario is not idealistic. It's based on get ahead by any means. So it's nice to have good values, but increasingly as society becomes more materialistic, if we want to become what is called successful, then we have to be, well, there are words, but I shouldn't use these words here. We have to be acting in a way that will give pain to others, because if we don't stab others in the back, they will stab us in the back. This is modern life. This is reality. However, there are reactions for all of this. By cheating others, by lying, by acting in a manner against others' interests, we have to get a reaction. And they say, well, what can I do? We have to live our lives. But unfortunately, the modern world is set up in such a way that unless we act in a manner that is practically sinful, we cannot get ahead. It's an unfortunate way of life. That's why myself, when I was a little bit older than you, I saw the world all around me and I thought, there's got to be something better than this. If our whole life has to be spent simply competing with others for no actual happiness, we don't see people very happy. Mostly the people who are trying to be successful, they are acting in a very sophisticated manner, but they're not happy. I recently came back from America. I was lecturing at different places in different parts of America, and the last part I was in was California. Southern California. That means Los Angeles, San Diego, all these places. Now, I was telling the people there that mostly people from, I was telling them I mostly live in India. And many people from India are very keen to go to America. Would any of you like to go to America? Get a job in America? Anyone? Yeah? Any of you have relatives in America? See, already half are gone. Yeah, I met a lot of Telugu people in America also. Especially in Seattle, working for Bill Gates. Seattle, you know Seattle? That's where, what's in Seattle? Like to say from there? Two very famous companies. One is Microsoft, Bill Gates, and the other is, any idea, Boeing. Boeing, who make the planes, airplanes. Boeing airplanes are made in Seattle. So, I was saying in America that in India people are very anxious to come to America. There are 4 American consulates in India: Delhi, Chennai, Calcutta, and Bombay. And in each one of them, there's a 4-month waiting list to get an interview for a visa. So people are very anxious to come. People want to go to... Why do people in India want to go to America? Okay, this is one for you. Please tell me. So many people put their hand up, I want to go to America. Can someone apart from Srijai come and say, why you like to go to America? Someone else. Srijai is quite lucid, that we know by now. Please come. What's your name, please? Vimal. Alright, so Vimal, please tell us why would you like to go to America?
People from India really like to go to America because there is a good value of money there.
Right, that's it, he said it.
And when we earn money there, $1 is equal to 45 rupees. Even if we clean their bathrooms and then $10 per day, here it is 4,500, which is a lot of money. I think people go just for money there.
You got it. The big part. I just met someone who was in India, who was working in America. We were on a boat crossing the Ganga together, and I met him, and he was working in America, and then someone else was on the boat said, how much are you earning? And he said $3,000 a month, which is about what? 1,30,000 something like 1,35,000. And the person, oh, that's a lot. And I said, that's not a lot. Yeah, you can't live in America hardly for $3,000 a month. Because your rent and food is already $3,000. Just for a little place, little tiny apartment, the rent will be $2,000. But he said, no, my boss gives me food and apartment, and I earn $3,000 on top of it. I said, oh, okay. So yeah, people are going for money. You get more money. Okay, so why do you want money? That seems like a silly question, but let's have a look at it. Let's bring it out. Why do you want money? Well, roti kapra makan. That used to be the election slogan. Roti kapra makan. Although here it should be idli kapra makan. Or dosa kapra makan. Or idiyappam. Roti kapra makan. These are the things we get with money. What else? Roti, kapra makan, Bajaj, Maruti, air conditioner. Money brings all the things in life that we want, is it? Yes. That's why we want to go to. Okay. So I was saying, I was just in Southern California. In America, how many states in America? 50, okay. What's the most populated state? Not most populated city, most populated state. Hollywood, that's part of the most populated state, which is California. Which do you think is the most prestigious state? Where in America would you like to go, best of all? California. Most of the people want to go to California. Because in America, it's the most populous state. It's also the weather. Southern California means Los Angeles and down. The weather is very nice. Lots of sunshine, not too hot. And lots of beaches. People like to go to the beach and do surfing. You know what surfing is? You have good surfing in Visakhapatnam. Surfing didn't come to India yet. You get on a board and go on the waves. And most of the people have lots of money, people are well educated, most people seem to be pretty good looking. So Southern California sounds like a good place, doesn't it? People have money, nice weather, every family has, 2 or 3 cars, TV for everyone because there are so many channels, and then one member of the family wants to watch one channel, another member of the family wants lots of TVs and huge TVs, just the whole wall is the TV screen. It's like a cinema. So people, life is good. So you don't have to go there? Southern California? Okay, I was just there. And I was telling how people in India, they're very keen to come to America. And especially California. And in all the world, Southern California is the most prestigious, Los Angeles area. So I said, you are all living here, and you've got all the things that people all over the world want to come here and get, and you are all miserable. And everyone agreed. You're all full of anxiety at every moment. Everyone agreed. Who's heard of Prozac? Prozac. It's one kind of medication. It's a household word in America. Just like a household word in Andhra Pradesh is idli. You all know what an idli is, isn't it? Everyone in Andhra Pradesh knows who had idlis today. Who had idlis for breakfast? Anyone? No? It's the normal Telugu breakfast. Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Kerala is common breakfast. Idli and chutney. So, idli, everyone in South India knows what idli is. Everyone in America knows what Prozac is. You don't know what Prozac is. People in America don't know what idli is. Prozac is a kind of medication, antidepressant, because people are suffering from, so many people in America are suffering from depression that the medication for depression called Prozac is a household word. Everyone knows what Prozac is. That gives you an idea of how widespread depression is in America. Now you may say, why? People have enough money, they have cars, they have nice houses, they have enough roti, enough copra, enough makan, and still people are full of anxiety. Why? Anyone got any answers to this one? First of all, do you believe me when I say that most people in America are miserable? You can believe that? I was surprised because I thought someone, when I was lecturing in America, I said, all of you are miserable. I thought someone would protest and say, no one protested. Everyone agreed. Or at least no one disagreed to the extent that they stood up and say, I disagree. Mostly people saying, yeah. The reason, alright, come, give us the sweet-eyed angle. Yeah, come close.
Every person in USA, every person in America is leading a miserable life. For example, for earning their livelihood, they must get a job, and when they are going to work, the management there is is treating them so miserable way that a person must work 18 hours a day and gets not even a considerable salary for him per month, and so they lead a miserable way when compared to India. Because in India, Generally we work maximum up to 10 to 12 hours and we get what we want. But whereas in Western we need to work for 18 hours and get the same money. So,
maybe. Although people who I see in India, people who are working on projects, software projects, they're often working 18 hours a day. They don't go home. They eat and sleep in the company itself. I was recently talking to Alfred Ford of the Ford Motor Company, who happens to be a member of our Hare Krishna Society. And so he's very rich. I mean, you can imagine. He's one of the Fords, one of the richest people in the world, or from one of the richest families in the world. And he told me that when he was young, he saw how miserable his parents were, despite having billions of dollars. So his parents weren't working 18 hours a day, but still they were miserable. Okay, I'm going to give you some answers now, according to Bhagavad Gita and the Vedic education. That actually nothing in this world can fully satisfy us, because we are eternal, we are Atma. And roti, kapra, makan, bajaj, maruti, all this kind of thing can satisfy the body and maybe the mind and maybe the ego. This idea, I should be a success, then other people will praise me. This is to satisfy the ego, but it doesn't satisfy the soul. So, the best education is that which teaches us how to have the best future. But we should understand, first of all, what is our real self-interest. If we are thinking our self-interest is to maintain the body, that is true. But only on the bodily platform. If we think that it is in our self-interest to be considered a success, that's true if we think that's very important. But the real thing is to understand who we actually are. Then we can achieve satisfaction, which is more important than having lots of money. And it's, what happened to the sound? You can all hear okay still? Okay. More important than having lots of money is to be satisfied. Who agrees with that? Anyone disagree? What's better, to have billions of dollars and all the time be dissatisfied, or just have enough to live and be satisfied? Be satisfied, obviously. But modern education is geared towards making us dissatisfied. That you should not be satisfied unless you are better than everyone else. You should always strive to be better than others. But in this material world, there'll always be someone who's better than us. And even if we are the best, we won't remain the best forever. Who's the best Indian cricketer nowadays? It used to be Sachin Tendulkar. Is he still the best? Who? Can one person say? I didn't hear. What is it? Anyone know? Mahindra Godi. He's the wicket keeper. He's the best. Mahindra Godi. Well, there are different opinions on that maybe. But the last time I looked at the cricket news, which was a long time ago, it was Sachin. He's on his way out now, is it? So Mahendra Godi, for some time he'll be the best. And then he'll be finished. And someone else will come. So one cannot be the best forever. And only one can be the best at the time, which means everyone else remains dissatisfied. But wouldn't that education be good that could teach us to be satisfied in any condition and to be satisfied forever, even after death? That would be really good education, wouldn't it? The education by which we can be happy forever. Alright, well that's a big subject. Just like you're studying physics and mathematics. So you cannot learn physics and mathematics in one day. Is it possible? Is there teach yourself mathematics in 1 month and you can become ready for university entrance? No. It takes time because it's deep concepts. But we should understand that we require spiritual knowledge. We require to understand who we are so that we can actually be satisfied eternally. So I will tell that now very briefly. Synopsis of the highest knowledge, the best education that we can get is to understand that this body is temporary. However good looking your body may be, it will grow old and die. But we are spirit soul, we are eternal, part and parcel of the supreme truth who is known as Krishna. And we all have an eternal relationship with Krishna. And we can all be eternally happy in that loving relationship with Krishna. You heard that word, love? Love is more important than money. But real love means love for Krishna. And if we love Krishna, then automatically we love all other living beings. And even if we have billions of dollars, if we don't know who we are and what our relationship with Krishna is, then we'll always be dissatisfied. So the most important education is to understand our eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. This is described by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita as it is. That relationship with Krishna can be established within our heart. It's there in our heart, but it has to be brought out by the process of spiritual education. That spiritual education is, or that spiritual enlightenment is awakened by chanting the names of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is the most powerful mantra. It is called the Maha Mantra. It is that mantra which cuts through all the different layers of egoism, of maya, or illusion, and which enlightens us with the knowledge by which we understand that we are eternal spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna, and that even after this body dies, I shall continue to live. I do not belong to this material world where we are always struggling to be happy, but we are never happy. I belong in the spiritual world with Krishna. This spiritual education is required to be given to every person, especially in youth. As the great boy saint Prahlad Maharaj said, Kaumara acharet pragyo dharman bhagavatamiha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adhruvam arthadam. Prahlad Maharaj said that in childhood we should learn about Bhagavan. Who is Bhagavan? Krishna. Because human life is very short. We shall not live long. But in this human life, we should understand who is God, who is Krishna, establish our relationship with Krishna, and go to Krishna, so that we do not have to suffer repeated birth and death in this material world. This is what we require to know more than anything. We want to go to America because we consider it is a better place than India. Well, I can tell you a better place than America, and that is called Golok Dham. And we can go there by chanting Hare Krishna. You don't have to wait to get a visa. You can immediately start to chant Hare Krishna. So please chant Hare Krishna and try to understand what is our relationship with Krishna. You can understand that by reading Bhagavad Gita as it is. We have brought some books here, so if any of you would like to take these books, you can. And now we're going to have a practical session of chanting Hare Krishna for 5 minutes. And after that, if there's any more time, some of you could ask some questions. But just for now, we ask you to join us in chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the system is that I shall sing first, and then after that you all please join in. So please sing after me. You all can sing? You have music classes also? Alright, so we're having a mantra music class here. You can please join me in singing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please sing. Hare Krishna, I think you need a little basic education here in how to chant Hare Krishna. Please say after me, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Did you all like that? Alright, now try saying a little bit longer this time. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, very good. Let's try a little bit longer. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, very good. Now all at once. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
All right.
Hare Hare.
You can sing also? You know how to sing? You like to sing? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please sing. Let them sing. Ah, very nice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very nice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very good. Everyone please sing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Very nice. Thank you very much. Very sweet singing. Spiritual singing. Thank you very much. Actually, we can sing Hare Krishna for hours. On and on. And we become deeper and deeper and deeper chanting. But just to give a little taste, just chant it a little bit now. Because I think we're a little limited on time, is it? Can we take one or two questions from the students? They seem like very bright students. I'm sure you all have many questions here. Anyone has any questions would like to come up and ask, and I'll try to give some answer based on what we have heard from Bhagavad Gita and from the Acharyas. Anyone like to come up? Yes, please come. Your name, please? Aparna. That's a name for?
Goddess Parvati.
That is a name for Goddess Parvati. Why is she given that name? The name Aparna is a name for Goddess Parvati.
It's for courage and strength.
Yeah, it's for courage and strength. She was given. Parna means a leaf. So she was doing tapasya and such tapasya, she did not even eat one leaf, completely fasting. Therefore, aparna means no leaf, not even eating a leaf. Can you do that? I can't do it either. All right, what's your?
I've got two questions.
Please speak. Yeah, please speak one at a time.
What do you call this as moksha? I mean, how do you just attain it and what is it? I just want correct definition.
Moksha means liberation from the cycle of birth and death. According to our activities in the human life, we get future bodies. There are 84 lakh species of life. And in every birth, there is Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi. That means birth, death, old age and disease. Moksha means to attain the state of purity by which we no longer have to take birth and death. Hare Krishna. Sound? Hare Krishna. Power cut. All right. All right, but now they can't hear. Uddhav, would you like to announce that with the power cut, do you have a generator here?
I'm not sure.
When the power cuts, it's gone. Okay, so I think we'll finish here then, and we'll distribute prasadam. And if anyone wants to take books, they can see. You can give. You please announce, because you have a big voice. I don't have. Sorry.
I've got two more questions.
Yeah, moksha means freedom from birth and death. And what's your question? Other question?
How is Kama, Krodha and Moksha the same? Or how is it related? I mean, why is the same called Kama, Krodha and Moksha?
Nay, moksha means freedom from karma and krodha. Krodha comes because of karma.
What's Kama?
Karma means desire. When desire is not fulfilled, then comes krodha. And moksha means freedom from karma, which forms birth and death. Yeah, everyone please come and take prasadam. Please come and take prasad. Prasad olu. Sound is... Yeah, sure. All over the world, people have reported ghosts since time immemorial. So Tantrism, it's there. Huh? Tell him that we're doing a program now after some time. Can do, yeah. If you chant Hare Krishna, you won't be affected by ghosts.
Why do people actually, how do people turn into this moksha?
People who are very sinful.
People who are very sinful turn into
They become ghosts. Yeah.
Can we control others' bodies?
Control to a limited extent. We can't even control our own body. When you have to pass stool, you have to pass, isn't it? So we can only control to a limited extent. Please have a look at the books here. What's your question? Name is? Nirosha. I became a devotee of Krishna because I saw that people are, despite having money and all these, people are frustrated, and I wanted to find out, then there must be some higher purpose to life. Then I got one of these books, Bhagavad Gita, and I saw that there's something here, some higher goal to understand God. So like this. It's difficult to concentrate on studies and all these things because the senses are agitating us. We want to do something else. It's easy to concentrate on something if we like it. So why don't we awaken our love for Krishna? Then we can concentrate on Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Please say Hare Krishna. Niroksha. Nirosha. No, I'm not aware. I'm not aware of it. No. Give me an email address and I can try and find out for you. You have an email address? I can give you mine. You do email? You use email? Anyone you know does that? Okay. You want to write it down? Bring pen and paper. Hare Krishna.
After that, what will happen to us?
After death, what will happen to us all? It depends on what we do in this life. It depends on what we do in this life. If we act piously, we'll get an opportunity to be born in a rich family or something like that. If we act sinfully, then we may take the body of an animal. If we chant Hare Krishna, we don't get born, we go to Krishna.
Who is the founder of this country?
Founder of ISKCON is Srila Prabhupada. We have books here. You want to tell? You can tell about Prabhupada. BVKS at pamho.net. Can you read that okay? BVKS at pamho.net. Hare Krishna. Yeah, please ask. This universe exists, everything is created by Krishna. This is described in Bhagavad Gita by Lord Krishna. Mayadhyakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam mitunanena kunteya jagadvipari vartate. This whole cosmic manifestation is going on under the control of Krishna. So you can study biology, chemistry, physics, but the laws of nature are put into place by the law maker, who is Krishna. This is a recording device, so it can be played back later. Hare Krishna. May Krishna bless you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. No, according to our activities in this life, we get the future life. If we act piously, then we can go to Swargaloka, or we can be born in a rich family, something like that. If we act sinfully, then we may have to take birth as a dog or a cat. If we chant Hare Krishna, then we go to Krishna to live eternally with Him in full bliss. So better to chant Hare Krishna. Material life is a struggle. If we go to Krishna, it's all happiness, eternally. So better chant Hare Krishna and go to Krishna. That is the best advice. You can please see the books here.
Beyond birth and death.
Yeah, that's a good book, Beyond Birth and Death. That tells you what happens after death.
Beyond birth and death. Okay?
Please remember this mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please chant this and your life will be successful in the best possible way. Hare Krishna. You please bring one book. I sign in books. You'll get benefit from the book, not from my autograph. Bring the book, I'll autograph it. You have to purchase one book.
Who spoke the word Krishna at first? First, who chanted Krishna?
No, Krishna is it's an eternal self. Eternal. And unbeginning and endless. Hare Krishna. Please say Hare Krishna. Shashvata Nama. Hare Krishna. What is your direction in life? That means you are disha-heen. Modern society is disha-heen. So, disha-heen you can understand without disha. So why don't you give disha to the world by teaching about Krishna? First you shall have to learn.
But why is it why do you only stress on Krishna and not other gods you have?
Because Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. There are other gods, Shiva, Brahma, Indra, Chandra, but they also worship Krishna. Krishna is the supreme.
So how do you know more about him? How did you come to know about it being in England?
Yeah, well, I contacted this movement, Hare Krishna movement, in England. And gradually I got taught, just like you're taking material education, I got spiritual education.
That was at your school level?
No, I went up to university entrance level, but instead of entering university, I entered the spiritual university. Instead of entering Vishwa Vidyalaya, I went to the Vidyalaya where I got knowledge beyond the Vishwa. Vishwa Atit Vidyalaya.
Sir, God is who you admire him, sir?
Sorry?
God is who you admire him, sir? God is a person whom we admire him, sir?
God is a person who we admire.
And we follow him and everything else.
Yes.
And then he's having so many wives and such also. How can we admire him?
Ah, yes, but Krishna's having wives is not like an ordinary person having wives. Actually, we're all wives of Krishna. Krishna is supreme, and everyone has an eternal relationship with Krishna. So, Krishna is having many wives. That means that is a relationship of eternal, pure love. There is no mundane lust. There is no exploitation. That is on a different platform. The marriage in this world is a perverted reflection of Krishna's supremely pure married relationship. Krishna is supremely pure. We become pure by chanting the name of Krishna. So how pure is Krishna? There is no question of impurity in Krishna. Simply by remembering Krishna's marriage, we become pure.
why is it that why is it that in any society there's only a system of one marriage, not two? While Muslims would have any number.
No, traditionally in Hindu society there was polygamy.
They don't accept.
Who doesn't accept?
In any society, they don't accept more than one marriage.
No, that's a modern invention. Traditional Hindu society there was polygamy. If a man can support more than one wife, then why not? Better than having women wandering in the street without a husband. Usually the female population is more than the male. So if a man has the ability to support more than one wife, then he's better. Otherwise, don't mind me saying so, but it creates prostitution and bad things. It's better the women are properly married. Even today in Muslim society it's there. In early Christian society it was there. In Buddhist society it's there. I'd rather not put above Christian. I'd rather put below Christian. So this was introduced recently, this idea, one wife only.